Hello guys and welcome back to another episode on the channel. We're here today for episode 3 of the East Yorkshire Transport Fever 2 series. Now if you remember last time we ended up by setting up this train route here, which will look to bring crude from this sea at the Withensea oil refineries here all the way down to just outside Hull, and then we set up the shipping route to ship the oil once it's been refined over to the fuel refinery where it can be refined into fuel and then get dropped off in Hull. Now the year has ticked over where we've unlocked a train that makes this all viable. So today we're going to be getting the first train on a line and hopefully moving a lot of oil. So if we get into it by starting with the Borsig here, as you can see it's 28 miles per hour top speed with a 90 kilowatt power, tractive effort 25 kilonewtons. It's a massive upgrade from what was the D13, the only option available before. So what we want to do is get one of those on with some fuel carts here with top speed of 31 on those, so the train can reach its max speed. We take that up to, we do want a decent amount in here. I'll go for 60. That's going to cost 2 million, so we do need to take out even more of the loan that we started with. I'll take a little bit extra so that we can afford the ship. We're going to need to set up the new line, and we're going to go from Withensea, where we want to wait for a full load for an unlimited amount of time. We want that to be dropped off down at the refinery here. We'll call that TF train freight, and it's going to be Withensea crude, and then we'll colour that as well. We'll colour that black for the crude oil. So hopefully now that train's come out. Should wait here until it gets a full load, which shouldn't take long at all. We will want to look at probably double tracking this line as early as possible. There you go, it's got 60 already. Because at the other end at the fuel refinery, it takes 2 crude oil to make 1 oil. So whatever we want to transport out via ship, which we now need to set up to get the line running, if we have a look at the ships here, we've got put large docks in. So we've got Zoroaster that'll carry 90. So that's 180 crude that's got to be brought down before this ship will be full. We do want to wait for full load there as well. We'll drop it at the fuel refinery. We won't wait there, but we'll just go and drop it at Hull. And then we'll call that Sea Freight SF, and that will be Hull Fuel. We'll call it a loop, because it does come back. I always like the colour orange for fuel. We'll turn that ship around. There's no point in going up there just yet. And now if I remember correctly in Hull, yeah, now you see the dock does cover a lot of the industry, but there's a lot of people demanding fuel there that aren't getting it. So what I will do in the early stages here is just set up the dock. We'll go 30 metres, should be enough. Try and get it so it's not terrible. We'll need a road depot as well so we can actually get the vehicles. And then if we look for a truck stop, I really want to avoid the main roads. If I call the truck stop, if we go up here off to the side, that should be then between the dock and that. We should be all covered. I don't like this road here either, but I don't want to delete that building. If I pull a little road off here and then bulldoze it, there you go, it doesn't wipe the building out. We should be able to connect that. There we go. Then all I want here is just a couple of vehicles on a new line from by the dock here. Again, we want a full load here indefinitely and just up to the other buildings up there, and that is going to be an RF for road freight, Hull fuel, delivery, and that can stay pink. Doesn't really make much difference. So if we see now, has the ship got any? Yeah, see the ship's filling up now. It's 29 out of 90 in total. It is going to take a long time with this one train. So I might look at already actually double tracking this. We can get that out at 75, which we can. Shouldn't be a ridiculous amount to double track all the way down here. Oh, don't want that. Again, you see, I don't want it to delete that building, so if we pull a straight road across to there, then it'll just let us delete the tail off the end again. And then I want to try and avoid paying for double bridge, because that gets very expensive. In the early game when we've not got a lot of money, that won't work. So now we'll have to get some signals involved, just to make sure the trains don't bump into each other. So the signal this way, as you can see the arrow as you place it down, that'll allow a train to go through. And at the minute we've got it set to not one way, so the trains could go either way, but they'll always follow these arrows if it's possible. We want one sort of before and after the road is usually correct in real life, so we'll go for that. We'll put a couple of signals here just to help space the trains out. As you can see, that train's actually going the wrong way down the track now, but that's because it started off that way at the other end. I'll have one for coming out of the depot, one on the main, and then one there just so the back of the train clears that. Now what will happen is a train will come up to the signals, okay, it'll come up to this one, say, and if it's clear, the next set between this signal and the next one down the line, which is there's no train in there, it'll let it go again. Say now it got to this one, if there was something in this one, that'd stay locked so the train couldn't go past. What it should have done if we get the route up now, yeah, there you go, is it split it both ways. So now what we should be able to do, when we have some more money, is clone this train and get a second train on the same line. I don't know if we'll have enough cash here, but yes, there you go. So we've got one at this end of the track, another one should come out, and you'll see this one now after it's filled up, because the way we've got the signals laid out, it'll come into the station and fill up, and then it'll go over to the right hand side. And what I always try to do is have the split in the track, because these can sometimes slow down your trains. If you've got it like we have here just coming out of the station, it's good to have the change in track while the train's already going slow, so it doesn't affect the top speed. You'll see here, the train can go 28 miles an hour, but it's only doing 12 through here, whereas the train that's flying into the station from the other end of the level, if you like, from the other end of the route even, that'll be going full speed, so you don't want it to get slowed down by crossing tracks. I guess we keep this on full whack now. So that the boat's almost full. It's got 58. That should fill up now. Now while we're waiting for that, we'll just have a quick look at the routes we already had up. Oh, so see down here now, they pause this, we have got a problem here. And this is because the grain carts can't get in to deliver the food they're bringing back, and pick up more grain, because these guys are blocking them. So what we'll do is I'll delete a few of these. It was just that one extra. What it might be worth us doing is just changing this route so that at Selby East here, we just tell them to load if available. Now it's not ideal, but it will stop this backlog from happening, because now they won't stay very long. Because they've all bunched up, see, that's gonna have a knock-on effect now. In fact, let me just keep sending these round, because I don't want it to cause a massive backlog. What it's going to do now, you see, this is holding up all of the passenger routes as well. Financially, you can see here the money's starting to go down. I think we could have done with catching that a little bit earlier, but hopefully it won't cause too much issue. Now you can see the backlog from here is gone. These guys should now, over time, space themselves out again. There we go. I was just wondering if we have the upgrade at the moment for these vehicles yet. We don't. I don't think it's long until those come in, actually. We have a look down here. See the passengers, there's a lot now, but I think that may just be because they were all stuck. We'll have to let that pan out again. That's a real shame, because it will have dented our finances by a lot. It might take a little while to catch back up again here, but it will all work out again in the end. We come up to this and see if our The boat's full of oil yet. There's another autosave. Oh, it just needs 2 more. So pretty much as soon as this guy drops off. Here, how much do these make a run? 770,000. See, that's good. Repay that, and there you go, the boat's off its way. So now, another thing I do need to keep an eye on now is to see that this doesn't overfill while the boat's on its way. So hopefully by the time the boat gets back, this hasn't got over 90. Because if that's got more than 90, then we're going to have to look at getting another ship, and ships are not cheap, as you can see there, 584,000 for one. I'm hoping eventually, once all this kicks off, as you can see at the top there, there's another 2 crude oil wells we can get into. It's just that we need to find another oil refinery to change that, but we could even bring the crude down and start shipping it from the port here down to the oil refinery and bringing that oil back. We'd have double the oil to turn into fuel, and then once the fuel's been bought into Hull, we could have our fuel freight train station over here and export it to any of the other towns that need it. I mean, it could go all the way down to Selby, but that's quite far. We could go to Driffield over here, needs fuel. Maybe we could even bring the oil down and make the fuel here, but then the boats will be going back empty. And here's all the other passenger vehicles coming in now. So we could start improving the money that we're making down here. So we are shipping 200 already on this line. So I'll look here. Rate of 65. We go to manage the vehicles here. If we wanted to upgrade those to the new cargo. Now the open ones can carry grain, but they wouldn't be able to carry the food back to here, so we need the all cargo one here, which is 772,000. We'll do it because those carry an extra 1 each. You see here from what we've got the minute here, 11 mile an hour capacity 4, 2 power. It's only 1 mile an hour more, but it carries an extra 1 as well. And for food into the town, yeah, we can't use open one for food, so we'll have to use these guys. That's just added a lot more capacity to the route just by adding an extra 1 per cart, because it's an extra 1 grain every time. Ah, here we go. So the ship's just delivered in Hull, which should mean... Oh, has it delivered? Ah, because it's the first time it didn't actually get any fuel, so the next time it'll pick fuel up. It's coming back here now. There's already 58 waiting, so that's good because we should have another train coming in the not too distant future. Yeah, there we go. That does look good coming over the bridge, doesn't it? This guy should be bringing us another 60 in here. That'll be another 700,000 if we're able to pay off a bit more of the loan again. But that 60 will only make us 30 crude. So we may still be short and waiting for the other train again. We are going to want a 3rd train on that line before long, just to make it all work out a little bit better. Try and help Hull grow a little bit here again. It's always good to just sort of coax it along and add more roads. I also think it'd be a good idea to actually put a bus route into Hull here, so I think we'll go ahead and do that as well. Bus route over here, that covers everything up to there. And then if we put one here, covers all of that. And that one covers that. Perfect. So if we go from here to here to here to here and then back round again. And that'll be RP for road passenger, or just call that Hull bus. Passenger, we've actually got the new Lobbyistant, I believe. I'll have 3 of those. I've probably absolutely butchered the pronunciation of that, by the way. But it is what it is. We got another delivery coming down the line here, yeah. So that will definitely fill that ship. Again, it only needs 2. It was too short last time. It might be worth just adding an extra 1 carriage to each of these. just so that whole time this has been waiting, it would have already been going. It must be just the amount that it takes each time is just too short. With the 120 we're bringing in between these every time, we'll be making 60. Right, so two rolls of 60, in 60 and one coming back should be 30 again. Unusual that it's stuck with just 2 missing every time. But that will definitely fill the ship. There we go. Oh, I've hit pause by accident there. And there we go. Away it goes. So let's have a look now, get the finances up. So the boat is actually the thing that's losing money, but I believe that's because last time it didn't take any fuel to hull on the last leg. So it was completely empty from all the way after the first trip, which this time it will carry some fuel back, so it should make some money. What else is losing money? Hull fuel delivery, again, no fuel's been delivered yet. Hull bus has only just been sold. Selby to York is losing 3. Why is that losing money? This might just be that. See, it's running full. It might just only be because it's tipped into profit. I think it's because of how long it's taking them to come down this way. So I'm tempted to just add another few. Oh, I'll wait until we've got some money, but I might just add an extra couple to that and upgrade them to the new version. Because if I just check, what's the top speed of these roads? 25 mile an hour. So we're not being inhibited by the roads that we've got anymore. There we go. We've just had a delivery, so I'm guessing that's that boat. It's just delivered all of its crude oil to the oil refinery, to the fuel refinery. Sorry. Passengers. I'll add 2 more of those. I do want to make sure they do go straight to York as well, and they don't see that one heading all the way back. All the way back, sorry, down to Selby, and we don't want that. I want it to fill up with some passengers. Like, see, there's 24 there, 32 there. We might even need more. But how many are waiting to go to York from this end? See, there's only 4 down there. We do need to upgrade the vehicles. This line as well. There we go. How much food are we getting in now? You see the amount of food we're bringing into Selby now. We're up to 60% growth. We just need to start working on connections. So I think when we start the next episode, we might have to look at increasing passengers routes, and we'll get some train lines in. And I'm wondering whether to do a tram service out of Selby to sort of this area, and then have the main line running from sort of York through here into Weldrake, Wrestle, and sort of up the river, or maybe Wrestle, Market Wheaton, because then it gives us opportunity, if that's connected by rail, to bring fuel down later as well. Maybe skip Broomfleet, go Wrestle, Market Wheaton, North Ferriby, Hull, and then Broomfleet can just sort of be its own little route into Market Wheaton. Or we could even have a shipping route from Broomfleet, Goole, up to Selby, and then they can use the tram again. If we have a look now, see, we have got a lot of fuel waiting here, but as long as these guys between them shift all of that before the boat comes back again. I mean, there's only 20 there. These guys carry 4. So if I upgrade them to the new cargo carrying fuel, they can actually just be that one. They can be the open one, so we can actually see what's being carried around, which is pretty cool. I always like the open ones where you can see what's going. The Dundra Castle is. We've also got the BR53 Prowse G3. And I believe that's a new passenger wagon there as well. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh no, it is a cargo wagon. 12 mile an hour. Oh, it's exactly the same, but it just carries wood, steel, and planks. Let's have a look at the new train, see the difference in that. It's a top speed of 30 once. It's 3 mile an hour faster. It's 200 kilowatts, 50 tractive effort though, so it can pull pretty much double the amount. So instead of working on a third train, it might actually be worth, if I have a look how much it would be, to edit these guys add them. That's 1 million. If I could put these up to say 100. Oh, pop one of those down. I put both of these up to 100 because these carts do 31 and that train does 31, so they're better matched. I need 3.3 million for that. How much do we have? We don't quite have it yet. I think that's going to be the game plan. And we need to make another million, it's another couple of deliveries yet. This ship should make us a decent amount of money. When it gets through there, when it gets to the fuel refinery here, it should pay up. You see here, the whole bus needs a few more as well. So 5, that one's full, that one's full. Did I only put the 2 on there? 3, put another 2 on it. I'm interested to see how much this actually earns here and how much it'll pick up. So it's dropping off 90 oil, 210,000, but it's picked up 68 fuel. So with that there, this train will now take us over the 3 million. And there we go, none of the lines now are losing money at all. So this 3.3 million should be in our pocket before we know it, really. Let's just see how much this one brings in, and hopefully we can start upgrading the trains then. Because as soon as, well, it seems to be the thing with this game, once you start making money, printing money, there's no looking back. Unless all your lines have major problems, similar to what we had here earlier when everything got blocked up. Once everything's running and maintaining itself, and your lines are making money, it just spirals, and you just keep on making more and more money every time. Well, the next train's coming down there. So you made just over 200,000 dropping the oil off. Oh, we've got the steam tram. I do like trams. I might end up changing one of the cities to trams. Maybe Hull, actually, or Selby, like we were saying out. And that's 127. So it's not too bad. Instead of coming back empty, see, the only empty leg now is just a little hop across the water here. And we've got 58 waiting. Where's it? If we upgrade both these trains to 100, they'll be turning it into 50 oil each time. So just one lap of those two would fill one of these ships, which means we can start getting more ships and then more fuel. You see, Hull's only receiving 35 of the 117, so that could do with at least tripling. And then with that going, it's still just going to fill up even more because we've got the transport links. And if we link the train up like we're on about, it'll just make it go even more. So we'll get this train in. And hopefully that'll give us the money. Yes, there we go. So we can now edit these two as we wanted. We want to add a train and put it up to 100 capacity. And the same here. We want to add the train and put the capacity up to 100. See, the power's still mediocre, so it's 3.4 million. But there we go. So have a look at this train. They do look good, don't they? I do really like them. There's not many models in this game that I'm not a big fan of. They really have done the models well. And I've not really explored a lot of the mods yet. I've seen a lot of people sort of online and in other people's videos, just on the Steam community pages, showing off mods that they've used. And some of them were incredible. The ones that people are able to make. Some of the maps, the stations. There's all sorts of things that I want to hopefully get into with you guys, but I am quite new to the add-on side of it, so if you can suggest any that are really good and work really well, or even just ones that help you out, like I've seen the auto signal one, which I think I'm probably going to download, and an underground station mod. I think that could be interesting for almost kind of subway route between two close cities or something like that. I think that could be something good to play with. Well, let's just see. As long as they've got enough, you'll see there's 300 waiting, so they could even deal with the demand for another one of these trains, even though we've made them bigger. The payday on this will be incredible, and we can get away with the train only being moderately powered for the size because of how flat it is here. With it being a map of Yorkshire, I was expecting a few more hills and dales, but there doesn't seem to be a lot. There we go, that's going again. There's already 18. Right, guys, I think we're going to leave it here for this episode, and I'll keep skipping time forward a little bit to hopefully pay down this loan, so we can move on in the next episode with that passenger line that we were talking about. So thanks a lot for joining me again today. If you are following along with the series, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and it allows other people to start watching the series and get involved as well. As I've said before, if you know of any good mods that'd be interesting to play in maybe the next series, then please let me know and I can start looking into them and getting them downloaded ready then. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.